Good day, everyone. I am General Lipao, and under Literature Reviews, I am tasked to present the topic, How to Write Your Literature Reviews. There are mainly 5 steps in accomplishing or writing a literature review. First, select a subject. Second, make a plan. Third, research. Fourth, take notes. Fifth, create an outline. First, select a subject. Remember that the subject must be interesting to you. In a technical workplace, you likely choose a subject based on the needs of your company. However, in an academic setting, you have the opportunity to choose a subject that can help you prepare for your career. Some of the important criteria to follow in choosing a subject is that the subject should be related to your intended career field. And second is that the subject has enough published material available for you to review. Second is to make a plan. While searching for library databases with relevant keywords may yield useful information. Making a research plan will save you time in the long run. To start, make a list of everything you want to know about your subject. Then, include information you believe your reader will be interested in. These lists will occasionally be identical. Other times, they will not. As you read through your sources, your lists will help you identify what information is important to your review. Next is that you should set actionable goals leading up to your deadline. Set actionable goals in the weeks leading up to your deadline. Set mini goals for researching, taking notes, making an outline, writing a draft, and revising. The third step is to research. There are so many research methods that this text cannot possibly cover them all. Here are a few of the most relevant tips for literature reviews. First, use keywords in library or journal databases to find studies that basically relate to your subject. Second, make sure all sources are credible. Third, use books for background research. If you discover that another researcher or writer has already completed a literature review on your topic, you should use that source for your review. Although the most recent research is unlikely to be included in the review, you can still contribute an updated literature review to your field. See the research section of Chapter 3 for a more in-depth examination of research methods. The fourth step is to take notes. You should take notes as you research for your literature review because a literature review entails gathering information from various sources. It is critical that your notes include both accurate information from your sources and precise references to where you find the information. So first, you must write down the citations using the style guide required by your field. And second, develop a method of note-taking. Third, write your notes using your own words. Fourth, include context in your notes. And fifth, record direct quotations sparingly. The fifth step is to create an outline. When you're certain that your data is enough, you can now start creating an outline. So the first one in creating an outline is the introduction. The introduction should paint a clear picture of the problem you researched. Second, background information. Begin with background information or the subject's context. Third, explanation of the subject. Clearly describe the research question or the problem. Describe any parts or steps that you and your subject has. Next is the research methods. A literature review may also include the research methods you use to find your sources, such as describing the databases and keywords you used, as well as time constraints. Next is summary of findings. In the summary of findings, you must explain the overall consensus of your research question's answer or difficulty in your research. If you considered any inconsistencies or nuisances about the answer, write brief descriptions of them. Next is the body. The body is the most important part of a literature review. Each main idea of your subject is divided into subsections within it. These main points should be derived from your research. Use subheadings to separate the foremost aspects of your literature review. These subheadings should logically relate to the main subject of the literature review. Next is the conclusion. The conclusion is the final section of your literature review. The final word provides a synopsis of the main points from the body. Next, the internal citations. For literature, citations or written references to your sources are required with views. Your text's subject is information gathered from other authors, and you must credit them when you describe their work. You must cite your sources whenever you include a fact, idea, finding, or opinion that's not your own. Next is The footnote. Citations are required by some style guides to be placed in footnotes, which are notes at the bottom of the page. Footnotes, on the other hand, can be used to include other information that does not belong in the main discussion. And lastly is bibliography. A bibliography is an alphabetized list according co-authors, last names of all the written sources you have consulted. All sources used in your internal citations should be included in the bibliography. You may also have conducted background research that was not included in the final draft of your literature review. Remember to format the sources according to the style guide used by your field. And that's all from my part. Thank you for listening.